Welcome back to Big Saj Builds, where today we are finally going to be completing the drag car engine for Baba Yaga, the budget drag car build. What we have today is a wonderful T7 design alternator relocation kit. Previously we had a cheap Chinese one on and I got rid of that. I just went for something proper. I heard too many horror stories about the Chinese ones falling off, so I was like, you know what, I like the T7 design one, let's go with that. We are also going to be putting on our K-tuned coolant bypass, and we're going to be finishing off the inlet. But first, let's get everything out of the box. So we've got our new belt, new pulley, pretty snazzy. Also got some blanking plugs. I bought these separately. These are going to be for the stock oil cooler. So we got the what looks like the adjuster in here. Bolts in the pulley, that's the tensioner adjuster thingy majig. In box number 1, what do we have? We got one of the alternator brackets. Solid bit of kit this. Box number 2 is another alternator bracket. So this will attach to the bottom of the engine. The alternator bolts in right there. It's going to be a little something like that. Box number 3 should be our adjuster bracket. Oh, it's got a nice T7 design logo on there, looking fantabulous. I think these are the tensioner bolts. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe these are the bracket bolts, not sure. So first let's build our tensioner. Get the little tensioner boy out. That is so much better quality than the Chinese one. Wow. All solid billet, one piece. So first we're going to start off with assembling the tensioner plate. For that we need the tensioner pulley. We're going to be putting this bad boy in there like so, and then going to get our plate. Put the plate on there. Got a bolt, the spring washer. These are probably the smallest bolts in the tensioner pack, like so. So we don't want to send them all the way through. Going to get our tension bolt here. Just going to thread in. So then assemble the pulley. So we're going to put the circlip face down. Then is the pulley washer. Goes in. Our bolt, we're going to do our spring washer first. And the flat washer. Send that onto the pulley. Hey. Look at that. Try and do as much as we can off the engine first. Both brackets. This bottom bracket here is going to go on here like so. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be using these bolts with blue Loctite, just in case, you know. But let's get some blue Loctites on here. Loctite is expensive stuff, man. Don't need a stupid amount of Loctite. Tighten these by hand here, and then once they're on the engine I'll do it again. Alright, so now we're going to put this one up in here. That's going to go into the engine. Then we've got these two, they're going to go into here. Again, all of these will be Loctited in. Marvellous. So, and then the longest bolt of the kit will be for your alternator at the top. Just going to put that in there like so, just for now. Obviously, we're going to add space and everything as we need. The M10s to go into the bottom alternator bracket. They'll be Loctited too. Just putting everything in so, you know, don't forget. So depending on how much space we have, we're either going to use the longer ones or the shorter ones, and the spaces if needed. So now I'm going to go ahead and get this bracket onto the engine. Just a quick update. I did put all of the brackets on, tried to get the alternator on, but the alternator wouldn't sit in this bottom bracket here, because if you're running a T7 design alternator relocation kit, you need a PRB water pump from a K20. So we have one here, kindly donated by Mr. BMT. Thank you, Jamie, once again. Honestly, you saved me. And now we have to cut and file it down. Here we go, man. So as you can see, we've got our PRB water pump housing on. I stuck the inlet manifold on as well, just to get a nice... It's not the greatest cut down. It's like some rats have been chewing at it, but... It's like, you know, I just need to get it done. So yeah, that's in. Now let's move on and put on the T7 Designs alternator relocation kit. PRB pump fits quite nice. You got to take down these little ears that are down here as well to make sure this sits flush. Now let's get it all bolted up. We're going to start off with the top bolt, send some Loctite on it, and then get the bottom ones in. We won't be putting the alternator in as I have an underdrive pulley coming, and I want to put that on and then get the belt on. Got some other bits and bobs to do today. Just going to remove all of these hoses, maybe the factory oil cooler and oil filter. Just, you know, let's get the injectors in, fuel rail, just get it all nice and perfect, ready to drop in, which hopefully should be soon. First steps, I'm going to go ahead and Loctite this bolt. Better safe than sorry, you know. Rather have some thread locker on there than not have some on there. Any bolt that attaches to the block, I am going to be Loctiting. I do not care. Now for our next two, Loctite, send them in. No wugger duggers, but we are using the big ratchet. We are ready for the alternator. Alternator goes in like a so. Okay, that's the main bolt in for the alternator, so we don't need the spacers. It's perfect, we use the shorter bolts. I'm just going to Loctite them because better safe than sorry, man. Just do the bottom ones first. It's looking good. How many ugga duggers? None, but lots of. There we go. So the adjustment we're not going to do until we get our new pulley. Should be here sometime soon, really. So what we're going to do next is just going to start removing these hoses in the cooler. It's got nice blanks for these. Let's get it, baby. Spectacular stuff, Saj. We're going to start off by removing this hose clamp here. Then I'll quickly just take this out, and then I'll remove this pipe as well, and I'll remove this little 90-degree elbow. I'll show you what we have for that. I didn't have to take all of the hoses off, but I did, so just to make my life just a little bit longer, let's go ahead and remove this little 10mm in here. We're not going to be running a factory oil cooler because we have a nice sandwich plate to go on from T7 Designs, and we're going to be running a beautiful oil cooler. Should be marvelous. That's out. That is out, and to replace them we have these T7 Designs blanking kit, and then we can start to remove the oil filter in the oil cooler. So the blanking kit is nothing special, it's just a plate, o-ring and a bolt. So that is our blanking ports in. One there and one there. Next step, get a sandwich plate on. Again, we don't have all of the fittings for it because a lot of the stuff is on the way from Turbo Zentrum, and we're just going to do what we can and take it one step at a time, I think. Alrighty then, it's got our sandwich plate installed, and now we're going to use our S2000 oil filter and screw that right in. Looks a little big, but I promise you fits. Gasket's face seats nicely. Quarter more turn. Marvellous. Next step, thinking, well, we finished off the inlet side of things. Still got one of the water plates to put on. Just get it all tightened down, get the throttle body on. Let's get it. So our intake manifold has been removed, and now we're just going to finish off the T7 Design alternator relocation kit. Got a new pulley to put on. Just going to put the belt on, get it all tightened. We'll take it from there. So we got our underdrive pulley. It's 10% underdrive. Maybe I should have gone 20, but oh well. Just going to stick that bad boy on like so. I just leave it as that. Put our little bolt in. Apparently these underdrive pulleys free up horsepower, but we'll see. Okay, so the underdrive pulley is on. Now it's time for the belt. This was supplied with the T7 kit. Let's get it on and get it all tensioned up, baby. It should be alright. So in order to adjust this, gotta pull this pulley all the way up to the top, or as high as it'll go, and then you tighten the adjuster screw there, as high as you can push it manually. And just tighten this Allen head here. So you gotta remember this is still a bit loose. So to finish it off with the tension, we need to tighten that as well. Underdrive pulley on, belt is on. It's good tension. Flex a bit so it's okay. Pulley's tight. Tensioner bolt is tight. Two bolts at the back, tight. Now let's move on to the inlet manifold. Let's get that all bunged up, get that situated on and in its final resting place. Then we've got to sort out the sandwich plate. We've just got some AN10 fittings to go around here. We've got some sensors and stuff to go around the back, and hopefully that should be it. Full piston to the world, baby. So we've got our manifold fully been ported now. It's looking fantastic. Just got some fittings, not all of them, just waiting on a few. And the plenum to bung off a hole. Thank you, Panda Speed Shop. And let's get this cooking. Got a 4-bar map sensor. Why do we need 4? Well, no, it's better than 3. Wink, wink. Injectors, we've got a throttle body adapter, and we got a fuel rail. Gonna get all of this on. Should be Gucci. Okay then. So that is the manifold done and dusted. It's got me bungs in. They were all meant to be 90 degrees, but if you tried putting a 90 degree with a 90 degree, how the hell are you gonna tighten them up? I've had some brass ones, I had some metal ones, but forget about it. These will do the trick. So got the bulb fitting from a brake booster, 10mm outer diameter. Throttle body 90 degrees is supposed to go in here. As you can see, got rid of the idle air control valve. Don't know what this one's for. It says BS. Maybe that's for Big Saj. We'll figure that one out later. And here we got a 90 degree for the fuel pressure regulator. It's gonna go shoo somewhere over there. My nice 72mm K-tune throttle body on there. Skunk 2 4-bar map sensor. My Skunk 2 Ultra Race manifold is complete. So now that the inlet's done, just going to move on to putting the fuel rail and injectors in. I've got my radium fuel rail. Got my 2150cc FIC injectors with the pigtails. So meth compatible too. Got a little bit of Shell Helix Ultra. A little bit of engine oil just to lubricate the O-rings. Now let's get to work, baby. First things first, get our injectors. So we got FIC injectors here. Just going to lubricate the bottom O-ring and the top O-ring. Plop it into the fuel rail. Should be great. A little bit of engine oil. Got a lube. It's our radium fuel rail. It's pretty nice, baby. Alrighty then, go on like so. Let's get our injectors in one by one. Get just a little bit oil on the O-ring, top and bottom. You never install fuel injectors dry. Nice little plop. The last one. Now I need to figure out how much spaces I'm going to need. I'm just going to each one of these holes just a little bit of lube. Bruised Products bung. ORB8s. Okay, so just blocking off the center hole on the fuel rail. Need to flip my injectors around, and I need some spaces for my bolts. Using our nice new Hell AN spanners. These are aluminium. Tighten them down. This should not take off any paint or ruin any AN fittings. Get it nice and snug. Boost Products, baby, for the win. Go nice and tight like so. Now what we're going to do, realise I got my injectors facing the wrong way. Quickly rotate them around. Reinstall my fuel rail like so. Now the supplied bolts are not going to fit, it's too far away. It's going to get some M8 bolts and let's see what kind of spaces I have. So this is the setup I've gone for in the end. M8 bolt, got a spare spacer and 6 M8 washers. Do have another spacer here, but it's just a little bit too thick. I was going to just grind it down, but I was like, just want it flat. This is the setup I've gone for. Send the bolt through. So washers through. Let's get the spacer in. There we have it, baby. Let's make sure my injectors are seated nice. Let's tighten down the bolts. Just gonna do it nice and square. Just do the fuel rail bolts to 12 Newton meters. Beautiful. Check that your injectors still spin a little bit. That's how we know they're seated correctly. So we got all our pigtails. So massive shout out to Coleman Carson from Hybrid Hypersports. Honestly sorted me out a wicked deal on all of these. And there we have it. And this is ready to put on the engine. Okay then, let's get this inlet manifold bolted to the rest of the engine. Our titanium studs, like so. And in 3, 2, 1, this will be on. So the manifold is on. Just going to torque up the studs. Start off from the center, just work my way outwards. 10 Newton meters and 22 Newton meters. So there we have it. The inlet manifold is bolted on. Our radium fuel rail is looking nice. AN6 return. AN8 feed is going to go in. Got the upper adapter to go on. This is not torqued yet. So the water plate is going to go there. It's looking fantastic. Then we're going to have to sort out the sandwich plate. 90-degree fittings on here. And fit a sensor to the back. Should be fantabby-tastic, baby. Almost ready to drop in. So next up we got a K-tuned upper coolant neck thingy majiggy adapter plate thing. This goes next to the inlet. You just gotta Honda bond it all, stick it on. Okay then, Honda bond is on. Can't have too much. Let's get it on the engine, baby. So that bad boy is on. Just gotta connect the hose like so. Got the hose connected to it as well. Temporarily placed thermostat hose here as well. Will need bending into place because it fouled on a few bits. That can only be done once it's in the bay. So next up, I think I'm going to go sort out the fuel rail. It's going to get my pressure regulator in, my gauges in, the feed in, return, all of that good stuff. So we've got our radium FPR. I was going to mount this on the strut tower on the side, but I decided against it. I'm going on the end of the rail. So I'm just going to put my fitting in. So there's an ORB6 to ORB8. Go on the regulator like so. The other side is going to go straight onto our rail. Use our wonderful Hell spanners. 8mm Allen key, then tighten like so. Here's a nice Hell spanners. Tighten that bad boy up. Got an auxiliary port, so let's put the pressure gauge on there next. Got our nice radium fuel pressure gauge. We are just going to put a little bit of thread sealant on, liquid PTFE if you will, not Loctite. Thread sealant. Just going to feed that into there. Nice little bit. Keep it away from the first couple of threads. It's looking pretty smart, baby. I really like that, you know. Really like that. So we got our bung. This is such a weird size. It's not a 4.5. It's not a 5. Just going to send it with a 4.5, man. So now we've got a little barb fitting for our vacuum line. We're just going to put a little bit of thread sealant on that as well. Feed it in the front. Thread this in by hand. It'd actually be perfect if I had my hose going from here straight to here. But no, I had my freaking fittings down the bottom. Might just take that out. So in order to make a nice short vac line, we're going to remove this bung here, and we're just going to put this 90 degree in there. Nice dosing of liquid PTFE. See about there, looks absolutely marvellous. It's not going to be the nicest, but it's nice and short. That's what we want. Could maybe send it down the back, hide it underneath. Don't know if the rubber hose will look alright there or not, as opposed to that. Okay, next up, put our 90 degree AN8 there, 90 degree AN6. 4mm hex, tighten that bad boy down. Good thing about these, it's a swivel, so I don't care. We're going to be going underneath the fuel rail on our 6th return, AN8, O-bait AN8. Tighten it down with the X. Fuel rail is complete. Gauge is in. Bob fitting for the vac is in. AN6 return. AN8 feed. Now let's move on to the sandwich plate. So next up we got our AN10 90 degrees for our oil cooler. Slap that bad boy on here. Good, you know what, let's have that right there. So I believe the bottom's the outflow and the top is the return. Let's get our next bad boy on. So let me just show you what fittings I'm using. My new favourite fittings. These are Boost products. Oh, you can't see that very well. Boost products from Turbo Zentrum. 10 out of 10. Would highly recommend. Put them around there. Should I tighten them fully? Yeah, what else? In the rear, just going to put our Orb 8 to our Bosch sensor. That is going to be there for the oil pressure and oil temp. Finally, that is this K24 complete for the 10,000th time. Hopefully the next time you see this engine is when it'll be in the car. Everything is done apart from a line. Don't worry about that, we'll do that off cam. Look at it, it's all ready to go. Man, it's been a long time coming. It's actually so fun building this engine. So please, if you guys enjoyed it, drop a little comment, a little like. Definitely share the video. Got more big things coming. When this finally goes into Baba Yaga, the EG Coupe drag car, gonna be fantastic.
Why so serious? Why so serious? Let's put a smile on that face.